When stars come out and skies turn deep, it's time for hearts to softly keep the love of God, both big and small, to share with others, one and all. Be kind to friends, both near and far. God sees your heart just where you are. A smile, a hurt, a hug, a gentle word can spread His love through all the world. Your God loves hearts that shine, not stun. Show tenderness, that's all, not stun. The quiet ones who help, not stun. Show tenderness that shine, not there. When someone stumbles, who help with care.
The miracle at Cana.
In the ancient town of Cana, a joyous wedding celebration was underway. The air was filled with music, laughter, and the happy chatter of families and friends gathered to witness the union of two hearts. Among the esteemed guests were Jesus and his mother, Mary. They shared in the festivities, enjoying the vibrant atmosphere and the warmth of the occasion. As the celebration progressed, a quiet concern began to ripple through the host family. The wine, a symbol of joy and abundance at such an event, was running out. Mary, with her observant and compassionate nature, noticed their distress. Knowing her son's profound connection to the divine, she approached Jesus with a simple, hopeful plea: "They have no more wine." Jesus, understanding the significance of her words and the potential embarrassment for the newly wedded couple, acknowledged her concern. Though he knew his time for public miracles had not yet fully come, he listened to his mother's heart. He then instructed the servants to find 6 large stone jars, typically used for ceremonial washing. These jars were quite substantial, each capable of holding 20 to 30 gallons of liquid. Following his direction, the servants diligently filled the jars to the very brim with water, ensuring there was no room left for anything else. Once the jars were full, Jesus gave another instruction: "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." The servants, perhaps puzzled but trusting, obeyed. They drew from the very jars they had just filled with ordinary water and carried a sample to the banquet master. The master of the banquet, unaware of Jesus' intervention, tasted the liquid. His eyes widened in surprise and delight. It was not just wine, it was the finest wine he had ever tasted. He immediately called the bridegroom over, praising him for his exceptional hospitality. "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink. But you have saved the best till now." The bridegroom, equally astonished, could only smile, having no idea how such a magnificent wine had appeared. Only the servants who had drawn the water knew the true source of this miraculous bounty. This remarkable event at Cana was the first of Jesus' public miracles, a powerful demonstration of his divine nature and his ability to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. It revealed his glory to his disciples, and they began to believe in him with even greater conviction. The miracle also underscored the importance of faith and obedience. The servants, by simply following Jesus' instructions, became witnesses to a profound act of divine power. Through this act, Jesus showed his compassion for the celebration and the couple, preventing potential shame and ensuring the joy of the wedding continued. The transformation of water into wine was not just about providing a drink. It was a sign of new beginnings, of God's abundant provision, and of the joy that comes through faith. It teaches us that even in moments of scarcity or need, with faith, ordinary elements can be transformed into something extraordinary and miraculous. It reminds us that God's grace can bring fullness and richness to situations that seem lacking, turning potential disappointment into overwhelming joy. This event also highlights the power of a mother's intercession, as Mary's gentle request initiated this first miraculous sign. Her simple words, "They have no more wine," were enough to move Jesus to act, showing the deep respect and love between mother and son, and her role in bringing needs to his attention. The wedding at Cana teaches us about the generosity of God, who not only meets our needs, but often exceeds our expectations, providing more abundantly than we could imagine. It encourages us to trust in divine timing and purpose, as Jesus performed this miracle, at a moment that served a greater spiritual revelation. This story invites us to reflect on the transformative power of faith in our own lives, urging us to look beyond the surface and see the potential for miracles in the everyday. It also serves as a beautiful metaphor for spiritual transformation, where old ways can be renewed and elevated into a state of greater grace and joy. The abundance of the wine also symbolizes spiritual richness and the new covenant that Jesus would establish, a covenant overflowing with grace. The guests continued to celebrate, unaware of the profound spiritual significance of the wine they were now enjoying, but experiencing its delightful effects. For the disciples, this miracle solidified their understanding of Jesus' unique identity and mission, deepening their commitment to follow him. The story of the wedding at Cana remains a timeless testament to Jesus' power, compassion, and the incredible generosity of God's love. It is a reminder that even in seemingly small acts, divine power can be revealed, bringing joy, sustenance, and faith to those who believe. And so, the wedding feast ended not in scarcity, but in overflowing abundance, leaving an indelible mark on all who witnessed or heard of the incredible transformation. The lesson from Cana is clear: trust in God's divine timing and power, for he can turn our ordinary into the extraordinary, and our needs into an abundance of blessings.